Real quick, before we begin today's episode, we just kind of wanted to take a moment of silence, if we could, for those that lost their lives in Paris, France this week. Terrorism, as we know, is a horrible thing. A lot of people are losing their lives around the world today because of terrorism. So we just wanted to take a minute, give a moment of silence before we begin today's episode. Okay. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of the Geek Cast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru. I am joined once again, as always, by my good friend in the UK, Toby. Toby, what is up today? What the heck are you doing?
It's a banana.
I couldn't see you at first because your picture is all small. I'm like,
I'm holding a banana like Iwata, a little tribute to him. I'm doing very well, thank you, Bobby.
Why? You are. Anyway. Okay, so typically we begin our show with our geek outs, but we kind of are geeking out about the same thing, and it's a big thing, and it's kind of the topic of the show. So we're going to skip that at this point. We're going to go into what we're playing. What have you been playing this week? Anything new? Anything exciting this week?
I've been sort of playing some games I've already played. So I'm playing through more Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS. I had that when it launched, and I played a good sort of 12 hours of it, and then I just put it down. And then now all this footage of Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U has been coming up again. I thought I'd dive back in, see if I can get a bit more into it, and just sort of got hooked on it again. So I've been playing that. I played about 4 or 5 hours of that this week, and it's just really good. It reminds me how good that game is.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump into that after Thanksgiving, because right now I'm crazy with work, and I don't have the time to really put into any type of game at this point. I've been jumping around myself, but I definitely want to get into that because, yeah, that footage from Direct, that kind of piqued my interest big time. It's been piquing my interest all along. I've just been seeing little things, but definitely I'm with you there. Yeah,
so I've been really enjoying that. I'm sort of grinding my way up at the moment. I'm about level 33, I think. So I've played about 16 hours in total, I think, and I'm sure it's a 40+ hour game, so I've got a long way to go. Also been playing a bit of Dying Light in co-op with my buddy Mike and Peter and Alex, because you can do like online co-op. So that's cool that you can run around with like 3 of your mates, like run around the city, and you play through the story campaign together. So
it's cool.
It's quite a unique thing, because not a lot of games let you play through a story campaign online with more than 2 people. So
yeah, that's neat. That's pretty cool.
It's a good game. I mean, it was kind of like a hidden gem, I think. You know, it got good reviews, but it wasn't exactly a AAA blockbuster in the way that Call of Duty and Halo is. You know.
Yeah.
But it's a good game. I think people will look back on that fondly. So
that's good. Myself, I dove into Fallout 4 this week. I probably only got about 3 or 4 hours in. I don't have, like I said, this week I've been going crazy with work, and I'll be busy up until Thanksgiving. So I'm just don't have the time to properly put into any game, really. So far, I like it. I don't think it's like, I'm not seeing where the hype all came from. But I am enjoying it. I'm not going to say that the game's horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm still learning everything. I think the people that hyped it up are huge fans of the series, and they know what they're doing. They dove in, and they're just off and running. And I'm still picking up and learning everything, and I'm trying to figure out the crafting and all that stuff. So I think once I get all that down, I'll enjoy it. I do the parts I've played, I do enjoy. So I have a coworker that got it, and she's been kind of telling me different bits and pieces that she's doing, and she's ahead of me. So that helped me, because when the first day I played, I had no direction whatsoever. I had no clue what I was doing. It took me about an hour to get out of the vault, to figure out how to get out of the vault and all that. And then once I did that, I was like, what do I do? I don't have any idea what to do. So I, went back to my original town, talked to my robot and all that stuff, and then I stopped. So then I talked to her, and she's like, "Oh no, you got to go over here and do this and that." And I was like, "Okay." So I started doing it, and it kind of put me in a path or direction. So that I'm enjoying it.
That robot, is it Codsworth? Is that his name?
Yes.
So he can call you by your name, right?
I think he calls you sir.
Because I'm sure he can say like 926 different names.
He can't say my name.
He can. I looked it up. He can say Bobby.
I didn't put my name as Bobby.
Why not?
I always put my name in as Paoli.
And if you put Bobby, I'm sure he would have been able to say it.
Yeah, but that's fine. I don't like. Whenever I play games, I play as Paoli, and it's my Italian last name. My great grandfather came to the United States, and his last name was Paoli, and they changed it when he got to Ellis Island to Paul's. So I always, when I play games, that's what I use. I use Paoli. I don't know why, but I just always have.
Oh, there you go.
So,
there are a few actual good videos out there that basically give you tips of what to do in the first hour or so.
Yeah, I gotta get onto them.
So yeah, you should watch one of those.
The other game I've been playing I just started last night was Amiibo Festival. So Tony and I went to dinner after I got done work. Came home, and I was like, let's play Amiibo Festival. Let's try it out. Let's see what it is. I like it. I can't say that it's a horrible game. Like, it was enjoyable. As Animal Crossing fans, me and her, we really, the game lasted 45 minutes, but it was just fun. It was just mindless fun. We were laughing at the different things that were popping up and the different events, because it happens to you basically in the game, in real Animal Crossing. I was Tom Nook. She was Digby, because I got a bunch of Amiibo in yesterday as well. So I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's the greatest game ever or anything like that. I'm not gonna, the one thing it does do though, it makes me wish that they would have done Animal Crossing for the Wii U so bad.
I bet it looks good. Yeah,
it looks good. Yeah, it's like, man, it's not great. You could tell that they kind of pushed it together. I think Animal Crossing, the Mario Kart track, is above and beyond what they could do. If they went that level with the different levels and all that stuff, like, that's a true HD. This is kind of like we took everything and kind of threw it together, and I would like them to do a proper HD, like maybe on the NX, and really, really open it up and do a lot of stuff. So, but that's it so far.
I'm looking forward to playing that with Karina when it comes out.
Me and Tony are actually going to do some Let's Plays together. We talked about it, and I said this would be a lot of fun to just play through. It's a long, like I said, it's 45 minutes. It's long, but we could break it up into a couple videos. You know what I mean? But it's definitely something that we had a good time going back and forth with. And there's other stuff in there. The mini games, I just unlocked the trivia game, so that'll be fun.
I like the look of the Desert Island game.
Yes. Yeah, you got to unlock that stuff, though. That stuff's not there at the beginning. When you first start, you have to play the game. Then when you play the game, you unlock calendars, like months, so you can actually flip through and play. Because when you start, you play November. And then when you play through November, and then you go to December. Or you can, then at that point, if you beat November, you can open up to everything. You can go to any month. But each month, the board changes. It does different things. That's what's kind of cool, yeah.
Keep you playing throughout the year, then. Exactly.
Well, you could just play. You don't have to. You can play whatever. You don't have. You could jump ahead once you do it the first time. So it's fun. It's definitely fun. Okay, so basically, at the beginning of the show, like I said, we typically do our geek outs, and we didn't do our geek outs this week because we're basically geeking out about the same thing, which I'm sure everybody is, the Nintendo Direct. Toby and I discussed it this week, and we kind of wanted to give our feelings of what stood out to us, like what parts of that show really spoke to us and really got us excited for everything. So
can I just say that this was a very good Direct, like compared to like the E3 one.
Oh yeah,
it's like night and day how good this Direct was.
That's what I was gonna say, is like I felt like this is the way they should have done it direct. Now, I don't mind on the digital events where they pop in and they show the creators making the games and stuff, because I like that behind the scenes stuff. What I wish they would do is this. What they did was 45 minutes this week. That should be standby. 45 minutes for the digital event, but the extra stuff that you do should be in there as well. So what you're giving us gameplay wise and all that stuff should be 45 minutes worth. And then if you want to do that additional stuff like Miyamoto walking through and talking about different things, that should be additional content. Their digital event should run an hour to an hour and an hour 15 minutes. I feel no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I think so.
But this definitely to me trumped that. And here's why. This is why though. There was 0 leaks. We had 1 leak that they led with, but the rest of the stuff that they showed, nobody saw it coming. And I think that's where, to me, what made this so special.
Well, sort of Twilight Princess HD was semi-leaked. Everyone knew it was coming.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah,
so, but I mean, it wasn't like leaked where we saw footage and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But they went in and they mined it out and they figured out like, hey, we this is showing up in the eShop and all that stuff. So it was a very strong possibility that it was there. We didn't know for sure, but it's the same thing as like when Ryu and Roy were dug out. You know, like we didn't know for sure. And then the leaks hit and they actually started showing game footage and stuff like that. That type of, to me, that's horrible. That's just, I hate that stuff. So that's what I feel like this was so exciting, was there was so much stuff that nobody saw coming.
Plus,
so,
I think they showed a lot of different games, and it wasn't like, because like the E3 one, it seemed like there wasn't many games. It was a lot of stuff we'd already seen, and there was nothing really exciting about
everything it. Everything we saw the year before. It was basically, there wasn't anything new, and that's what I think let a lot of people down. But let's start off. We know this is our standout right off the get-go, and Twilight Princess HD.
Yep.
I don't want to deal with a lot of the stuff after fact that people are saying, but I will say this. For people that are saying like, well, why are we getting more remakes? There's people that are forgetting that when Wind Waker hit and when Ocarina of Time hit, the remakes of those, everybody, the first words out of their mouth were, I want Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. That's all you read on the boards. Like, oh, I wish they would have done this with this and this, and Nintendo did it. And then now everybody's like, well, I don't understand why we're getting it. But I don't want to deal with all the negativity if we can. Like, we're going to stay on the positive of what we really liked if we can.
I mean, there's a lot of good things to like.
Because this is amazing. To me, like, I'm excited for 2 reasons. One, they're using the GameCube version. They might use both. I don't know. But it seems like they're using the GameCube version because Link was left-handed and all that stuff. And that tells me that I can go with traditional controls. I don't have to use the Wiimote. And plus, I'm excited.
Most people didn't play the GameCube version, so it's going to feel more fresh, because if it is like the mirrored version, the dungeons are going to be opposite. Like, everything's going to be slightly different to what they remember.
Yeah.
So it's going to feel a bit more fresh that way.
And I remember playing Twilight Princess on the Wii, and I was so excited to play it because it was a realistic feel to it. And I just feel like this is what people have been clamoring for. Now, it's not, from what we saw, it wasn't like perfectly polished, but at the same time, you're also watching a digital event that's live streamed via the internet, so you're not seeing it in raw, like in true footage. You're still seeing video content of it, so it's not perfect, and so but I feel like the parts that I did see, like I did see some side-by-side pictures later on, they look really good. Like, I think it's going to be awesome.
I've watched comparison trailers, and it is a bigger step up than what people think, because people have got nostalgia glasses. They remember it the way they see it now in the new HD trailer. But if you compare them, the textures are so much better. The detail is so much better. I mean, you know, it's not like, because the grass texture on the field, like that was a big standout. That it's a flat texture. It's a better texture, but it's still flat. So, and it's probably more noticeable that it's flat now that the texture's a bit sharper.
Yeah.
And then, especially when they transitioned from that to the Zelda U footage, where every blade of grass is
Just
sticking
moving.
up, moving around, like that makes you think, oh, actually, Twilight Princess grass is a bit naff, you know.
Yeah.
But this game is, what did it come out in 2007?
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, they could. Well, the thing is, it's not actually Nintendo doing it, is it? It's Tantalus, which is like a studio in Australia. They're handling the port or the HD redo for Nintendo, and you know they haven't worked. I looked at their pedigree; they haven't worked on massive games in the past. This is like their biggest project ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not expecting them to redo it to look like Zelda U or anything like that. I mean, I think it looks good enough as it is.
I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. And the cool thing for me was they came out of it was the Wolf Link amiibo, like that.
Oh yeah,
I saw that and I was like, oh yes, this is awesome. Like that was just amazing to see that, and I think it's a really good looking amiibo.
No weird plastic stand for it.
Well, you know what they did, what I feel like they should have done with the plastic stands in the first place. They put two like boulders or mountain pieces under him. So that's basically your plastic stands, but the difference is it's like you don't notice it because it looks like it's part of it, you know?
Yep.
So the only thing I would like to see them do a little bit is maybe do away with the cylinder base. I feel like with that piece in particular, they could have made like a rock looking one as the centerpiece.
Maybe, but I don't think it would fit in as an amiibo. I think the amiibo have got a sort of general look to them. They all look the same. I mean, Chibi Robo's got the most different base. Yeah. You know, he's got like the brown.
I get that, but like look at Yoshi. Look at the yarn Yoshis.
That's
so
different.
Look at the cards. Look at the cards. Like they're doing different things. Like I'm just saying, like I'm not saying like to make it thicker or bigger or anything like that. Like keep it the same height. But the texture on the outside could have just been another rock piece to make it look like he was actually in the mountains. You know, I'm not saying like change it and have it huge. I'm just saying like keep it the same height, but the same outer edge that you kind of sculpted to make the two rocks could have been. So it would have been like he was up in the mountains more. I'm not complaining at all. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a beautiful piece. I'm just saying, like, if that was the one thing that they could do aesthetically to just make it more, you know.
But I'm excited for other changes that they might do to the game, because they did mention additional changes, but they didn't really show anything off.
Yeah.
But in the screenshots, you can see, like, up on the D-pad is your map. So I was wondering, like, because before I thought maybe the map would just be constantly on the gamepad, but maybe it's your inventory that's on the gamepad and the map is the D-pad. Yeah. And then it, like, you know, because there's other stuff they can do with the buttons and the touchpad or motion controls or whatever. I mean, they could do a lot to the actual game itself rather than just the graphics. So I think
with Wind Waker, that map integration and all that stuff on the gamepad was perfect. So if they do something similar, doesn't have to be identical, but if they did something similar, that would be awesome. You know, just to be able to glance down, look at your map, have your inventory there at all times or whatever it is, like it would be good. I think that they could do a good job with it.
Also, if you pre-order it, you can get the soundtrack CD with it.
Yes. I did pre-order it all already. You guys don't have it available yet, right?
It's not up yet for us.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're redoing the soundtrack at all, or it's just the original score.
It's probably just going to be the original score. I don't see them going into it that. You never know, though. Nintendo's known for doing stuff like that. Like, you know, you look at what they did with Mario Kart 8, and whenever they brought in, like, new tracks and stuff, they had a full orchestra band there doing all that stuff. So it's possible. Nintendo could pull one out of the hat, so you never know. Real quick, I want to touch on Zelda U. The one thing I noticed this morning, because I watched the video before we went live here, and I watched it again. The first time I was so focused on Link, but this time I looked at, because it pans around him, and the world is massive. I just looked at it and was like, holy cow, this is huge. And there's just so much stuff out there. And if it's what, Anuma said, where you can go whatever you could see, oh, it's exciting just to think that you could go all over the place.
Yeah, I've watched like 3 different analysis videos of like every little detail from that 11-second clip. People are like obsessing over everything, and Game Explain did a good one where they were talking about different gameplay ideas from it.
Yeah.
Like they're not just pointing out saying, "Oh, there's some birds and there's this." They were like, "Oh, maybe this could work in the game this way or that way." And so,
next thing that kind of grabbed me was Splatoon, the new content. I jumped on this morning a little bit just to play. I played three times. The new maps are really cool and they're huge and it's a lot of fun. And that game has changed so much since the launch that you really are doing yourself an injustice if you don't own this game or don't give it a shot.
It's changed so much that IGN re-reviewed it
and
gave it a higher score. So
it's the one thing though, I haven't played it in a couple months now. It's been a couple months because I got roped into all these other games and I'm only like level 21 now, and I was like a top dog. I was level 20 right away, and I played today, and there's like level 50s. And I was like, oh god.
Yeah, because they've raised the level cap, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna get smoked, and I got smoked. But it was fun.
So how about Paper Jam?
No, I had no interest in that.
What? That looks good, man.
Nah, no interest. I never played a Paper Mario, but I played a Mario Luigi. I think I played a Mario Luigi Inside Bowser. It was fun, but I can't get into them games.
I've played both series. I played Paper Mario on the N64 and Super Paper Mario on the Wii. Didn't play the GameCube one, unfortunately, but I've played Mario and Luigi Dream Team on the 3DS, and I really like that.
I played that too.
So, like, a combination of those two, I think it's going to be really exciting for puzzles and combat. And they showed some interesting footage. I mean, they showed a lot of footage. There was a point where they showed a trailer, and I was like, why is this going on for so long? It's like a 3-minute trailer. I was like, wow. But
they're good games. I'm not taking anything from them. They're just, they're not.
They're kind of niche, really, is what they are. But
there's so much stuff to play right now that's just not one that's not one that's going like, I gotta play this.
But I think I might ask for that for Christmas or my birthday in January.
Yeah. For me, the next one was Xenoblade Chronicles. That game looks unreal, and I downloaded the patch. I got that already. It's 15 gigs, the patch.
So is that for all 4? Because there's 4 different things you can download.
Yeah, I downloaded all 4.
And they speed up loading times for various
Speed up loading times also. See, now I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive. So for me, this was a no-brainer to get. I did ask for this for Christmas. I don't think that I'm going to get the special edition, which then makes me think like I might just buy this digitally and keep it all smooth and such. But I don't know yet. I'll try it on the disc. If it feels like it's a little wonky because of the patch being on the external hard drive and the disc like feeding off each other, then I might just stop it and go. But I think it should be fine.
Hasn't the digital version already got the patches?
It's already built into it, so you're getting everything all in one, and it's more seamless.
Yeah.
But it was like an hour and a half to download the patch.
Wow.
And it's as big as Smash, the patch. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a massive game, dude.
Yeah. And I'm excited because I really think like it looks gorgeous. Like the character models are a little but the world is amazing. And I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I am excited for it, but I'm also kind of scared of it because of the size. Because, I'm playing Xenoblade 3DS, and that's big enough as it is. And I'm only like 15, 16 hours into that. Yeah. And I think, like, do I really want to get another game that's going to be like a 60-hour game? Like, I've got other things to be playing, so I might get it next year. But
well, I feel like if I get it now for Christmas, cool. If I don't get it for Christmas, then I'll probably wait till January, February to get it and really go in, and because that's a lull in gaming anyway at that time. So it'd be good to have some stuff to lead into spring and fall, or spring and summer.
I am also concerned that it won't be as good as Xenoblade 3DS. I'm going to wait to see what the reviews say.
Yeah.
I mean, so far I've heard positive things about it, but I don't know. I've got a soft spot for the original Xenoblade.
For me, the next thing that obviously caught my attention was SteamWorld Heist. They're narrowing it down, so I believe we're like, it's time. Like they moved it to holiday 2015. They kept saying fall all along. The event that I saw Bill Trinan was actually showing off the game. The one that you saw, it was actually Brian from Image of Form was showing it off.
He confirmed December.
And that's what they're saying. On us, they're saying holiday 2015, which is typically December.
Right. Okay.
It's cool they're doing a free 3DS theme with it, with the purchase, which is
for a limited time.
Yeah, for a limited time. Myself, I knew about that because I'm a SteamWorld ambassador, and so they basically announced that in that group of ambassadors. So that's cool. We knew that was coming.
Bobby's in the inner circle, aren't you, Bobby?
Yes, I love them guys. They know it. But no, they it's more they did the contests in the group, and I was one of the lucky winners out of it. One of the
that trailer though, dude. That was such a good trailer they showed, because there was a lot of things that I didn't know about the game in that trailer. Yeah. Like they showed some of the RPG aspects to it, like your character's leveling up, and then you can upgrade skills and stuff. And then
it's kind of skill based, when you look at like Captain Piper with her gun, it's got the laser shooter and stuff, so you could do ricochet shots and stuff like that. Like, that's awesome. That's really cool. Like, and some of them trick shots they were doing, I was like, I didn't even think it would like go that far. Like, I thought you'd get like one or two bounces and done. And they had like these long, it was
like pinging all over the place.
Yeah, and I was like, this is awesome. Yeah.
And the guns, they showed off like a list of guns. They're like scrolling down. There's like 100 different guns or something crazy like that, and they've all got like unique attributes.
On Twitter yesterday, they tweeted out that because they have a New Game Plus version as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
New Game Plus. Some of the beta testers, they're saying, went 30 hours before hitting New Game Plus. So this game is deep and huge for them. So I'm really excited for it. So I can't wait. The only thing I hope is I really hope that they do an amiibo with it. And I don't care what it does. You know what I mean? I want Captain Piper. I want one of those amiibo, like Billy Gill. Like, I love those characters, the character designs. Like, I would just like to see that in amiibo form. So we'll see. Maybe. Did they announce anything for you guys for this Wii U bundle that's coming out?
I think so. It was like, was it Mario Maker and Splatoon? Was it?
No, we got Smash and Splatoon.
Smash, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't have a Wii U, now's the time. Like, I saw Black Friday deals from Walmart in the United States, and it's going for $250, the Wii U, plus Smash, plus Splatoon. Tell you right now, that is a great deal. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if I didn't have a Wii, I'm actually sitting there thinking, like, man, should I buy one for a friend for Christmas? Like, it's a great
that is such a bargain.
Yeah. I mean, you figured, and people are saying, like, oh, I want it to be $199. I think there you are. Like, there's your system that's $199 plus 2 games, or plus 1 game extra. It's a $120 value, the 2 games that they're giving you. Like, and like we said earlier, like, Splatoon has changed so much since the launch. It's an awesome game. And even Smash, all the additional characters that they've added over time and the levels, and it's just that game's changed a lot too since the beginning. So both are great games. I really think it should go.
I tell you what, I liked
Yeah.
the Mario Maker stuff. Like, so they got a website and an app where
Yes.
you can. They've added search functions, categories, types of level, and art style and stuff, and you can like, it's much more in depth than the search function in the actual game. So when you're not playing the game, you're out and about, you want to look for some levels to play, you can add them like to a play later list. So it's sort
Yes.
of connecting to your Wii U, and you can like search things and add things to play later, which is like what we need.
Yes.
That is the modern Nintendo that I want.
Yeah.
They're sort of, I don't know if DNA has anything to do with this.
Yeah. No.
It could do because it's an app,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah,
what's,
like
but what has me intrigued is I can. Last night I went to dinner, okay, and while Tony's looking through the menu, I'm messing around my phone because I already, like I know what I'm going to eat, and I'm looking through I'm looking through my phone, different things. Like it'd be cool to be able to look up levels and be like, oh, I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that when I get home. Or you could be like, hey, Bobby, check out this level, and you send it to me.
mm,
I can look at it and go, oh yeah, you know what? Click and add it right to my. And what's cool is I add it to my favorites. I come home and they're all in queue, and I can play them. That's that has me
it,
excited.
the only thing I say is it's a shame that that feature just isn't in game
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
because it would be really handy if you're in game and be able to
I
search
think
like that.
I think the problem is they don't. I think there's a couple technical issues that
Mm.
it would change the game too dramatically, and I don't think they can get in there to do it. And I think that's the problem. Um, we saw that we're getting more amiibo. Uh, Animal Crossing ones they showed,
Hmm.
but for me, as much as I'm into the Animal Crossing ones, Lucas, like I saw Lucas and I was just like, oh, thank God.
I knew
Like,
you'd be excited about
oh
that.
man, when I saw him, I was like, that's two. I'm gonna buy the American one. The American one I'll open, and buy the Japanese one to go up there next to my NES. And I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, there were other amiibo that were supposedly leaked, like
Yeah.
after the direct. So
I don't know whether they're true. They're not official.
they look
They
pretty
look
good to
legit,
me.
but
They look
yeah,
legit. I
yeah.
mean, it was, what was it, Roy, Ryu, more Animal Crossing ones.
Rob the robot.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Famicom Rob
yeah.
is coming to the United States.
So there's a lot more amiibo coming, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. Um, I want to give a quick shout out to uh, Greg Caldwell, who is in the NVC group. For the last year and a half, give or take, he's been screaming for Pokken Tournament and just wanting it so badly. So when I saw that hit, I got excited for Greg. Just because I thought, like, here's this guy that's been like wanting this game for so long, and it finally hits. I was happy to see that. I was like, man, I could see Greg like freaking out in the middle of the house, like just going nuts. And so I sent him a message privately, and I was like, I just wanted to know, let you know, like I was thinking about you last night when I saw this. I was like, I know you were freaking out. He's like, absolutely. He's like, I was excited, man. So that's cool. But the thing that now has me a little intrigued, Pokemon cards are coming. You know this, right?
Yeah, they showed the Mewtwo card,
Yes.
and the moment I saw that, I was like, "That's it! Like it's over! Like
Yeah.
there's going to be 100 of these things next year!" Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I think they saw that the Animal Crossing ones worked and they sold, and now they're like, let's do it. And I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's
but the
gonna be
thing
kind
is,
of neat.
I hope that if they do create a whole range of these Pokemon cards, they actually make a proper like card game, or even just a proper Pokemon game that uses the cards in a good
Yeah,
way. Like,
yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be cool.
this Pokken tournament game looks cool, but it's not the
Yeah,
sort of game I'm into, so
yeah.
I wouldn't want to use them with that.
The for me, and we don't have to really talk too much about it, but Star Fox Zero. So I really am not a huge Star Fox fan. I played Star Fox 64, and that's really the only one I ever played. Um, but the more I see about this game, the more interested I'm getting because you're starting to see the platinum influence come into it. They're taking more time with it. It's like they're pushed it back to April, which to me, I just look at it and go, if you look at the difference from E3 to this week, the upgrade and the way how good it looks in that 6 months. You give them another 6 months to go, they're gonna kill it, man. Like, I can't wait to see it. It's gonna look. Yeah. I think it's gonna look and play phenomenal. I think when
I watched some comparison videos of E3 footage to this direct footage, and it's like a huge upgrade. Like the shadows are better, like the lighting is better, textures are better. Everything just looks better about it.
Yeah.
And
Platinum Games is awesome. They're great games.
But the problem is, every time I see it, I see it a bit more. I get a bit more excited, a bit more interested in it. I mean, I liked it on the SNES, loved it on the N64. Yeah. I even played Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube and like that. But I see the trailer for it, and then somewhere towards the end of the trailer, it'll be gamepad footage, aiming with the gamepad. And I was like, that's the point where my heart sinks. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to be able to look at the TV, fly around and shoot. I don't want to be looking at the gamepad to aim. And I don't know
I get you with that, but I also think that, like, I felt that way with Splatoon. I didn't want to like move to shoot with Splatoon. It becomes very fluid. And I think because Splatoon won me over, because I thought the same way with Splatoon. I was like, no, I just want to be able to use the controller and aim with the controller. But once I played and I realized this is the best way to play, I'm willing to overlook that right now and try it and give it a shot. So, like I said, the more I see and the more that they show, the more I get excited for it.
We shall see.
Yes. Final Fantasy Explorers. What do you think about that?
I think that looks cool, that game. I don't think I'll get it because I don't have people to play with, basically. Yeah. But, you
got me. I'm getting it. I saw it and I was like, I'm in. I'm totally in.
It reminds me a little bit of Monster Hunter.
Yes, the way it reminds me of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, like, just that, like an MMO. And they said, like, it has MMO controls, like you have a tank and a healer and all that stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it. It looks cool. It reminded me a little bit of Fantasy Life too, in the aspect of, like, you could join up with people and go out and adventure. It's just more a stronger battle system than Fantasy Life in those terms. So I'm excited for that one. I think it's going to be good. But
I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know what I think of it later.
The one thing that I liked about it was that they announced, at least for us in the United States, was all the DLC that Japan got is free.
Yes, it's the same for Europe.
Yeah, and
I think in the States, seems a bit unfair for the Japanese audience, really, having to pay for it and we don't.
Listen, they get so much stuff. You're not getting any NOA dogs me all the time. You're not getting any sympathy.
Yeah,
look at the diorama that they just got for free.
Yeah.
Did you see that? The Animal Crossing diorama?
I didn't see that, no.
It's a little like display case, right? It's got like the town and all that in it. It comes free when you buy certain Animal Crossing amiibo in Japan.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And I'm like, so you think I care?
No.
No, you guys got amiibo books. I don't even get that. Like, I could care less, man. If I get something for free, thank you. That's all I'm saying for that one. Thank you. I'm not going to complain about not getting stuff. Just thank you for the stuff you're giving me. Just give me more. The game that has come on lately for me, and the more I see, the more I get excited for, is Fire Emblem Fates. I played Awakening. I enjoyed Awakening, but this game, I like the choice of which way you want to go, and I actually bought the special edition with all 3 games.
Oh, so what is it? It's Birthright, Conquest, and Revelation.
Yes. So I bought the special edition. It comes with all 3 games on one disc or on one cartridge. It comes with a 3DS pouch, and it also comes with an art book.
Is that released later? Because they mentioned Revelation will be available for download at a later date. So does that mean you have to wait for that?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like
the thing is, right? This game, like, there's like 3 different campaigns. I mean, how long is it going to take you to get through that? I mean, will you even get through the first campaign?
Maybe not. I don't know. I didn't even beat Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Awakening, I didn't even beat.
I think
I put a lot of time, and I put about 30, 40 hours in. So, but I think more or less, like, it's like right now on my 3DS, I'm looking for something to play. You know, like, I take my 3DS with me everywhere I go. I take it to work, I take it whatever. So, like, on lunch breaks and stuff like that, when I'm like, you know, when I'm winding down, or if I have an appointment after work or whatever, I take it with me wherever I go. And when I have downtime, I like to play it. For me, I can play RPGs on the go. Like, that's what's great.
Well, let me tell you, Bobby, you've got Xenoblade.
I know that.
You were saying...
No, I already told you. After Thanksgiving, I'm going to put more time into Xenoblade and really go after it.
That's your RPG right there.
Yes, but once Xenoblade's done, what do I do?
When does Fire Emblem come out?
I think it's not coming out till February.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. I really don't know off the top of my head. But I know, I think it's like February. So I have time at that point. Okay, so Mega Man Legacy. Now, are you a fan of Mega Man at all or not?
You know what? I hold my hands up. I've never played Mega Man.
Wow.
I've watched so many other people play Mega Man, and I love the character. I love the gameplay, but I just never bought one to play myself.
Now, you are getting this game, right?
I am getting this game only for the gold Mega Man amiibo that comes with it.
Awesome. You know, because I wasn't going to get this game
Exactly.
at all. I own all the games already on the Wii U. So I could play any Mega Man game, like 1 to, I think it's 8 or 7. I could play 1 to 7, and then I could play X, 1, 2, and 3 anytime I want.
What about 9 and 10 that came out?
9 and 10 were on the Wii.
Yeah.
I don't have them on the Wii U.
Okay.
So I don't.
Are they on the collection though?
No. I think only the first 6 games is on the collection.
Okay.
It's basically the NES collection, because 7 was actually a Super Nintendo game.
But 9 and 10 are in the NES art style.
9 and 10, no, 9 and 10 they were made for the Wii.
Yeah, but the graphics are in the
graphics
NES.
look like the NES, yes,
So,
but they're not. They're basically taking the original NES collection and putting it. That's what the Legacy collection is. It's the original Nintendo collection.
I suppose if they're calling it Legacy, then it has to be the NES ones.
Yeah, exactly. So, but when they announced the gold Mega Man, I was like, yes, I want it. And I know people are like, it doesn't look good or whatever. It looks just like the gold Mario, honestly. But I just like it. I don't know what it is. I just really like it. I'm like, I'm down. Hyrule Legends. What do you think?
Well, I had Hyrule Warriors on Wii U, and I played it for a bit with Karina, but I just didn't really get into it, so I sold it. So I'm not really interested in the 3DS version. I mean, I love the new character they've just announced, that Linkle character.
Yes.
Apparently, she's not female Link, even though she looks a lot like a female Link. She's not. Yeah. But
I bought Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. I beat it. I loved it. And I'm definitely going to get this. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
It kind of irks me that you can play as villains in that game.
It makes sense, though.
Does it?
Yes. I don't know how far you played in the game, but like when you play as Ganon, you're causing destruction. You're not. Yeah.
You're going around smacking moblins, which are supposed to be on your side. Like, if you're the villain, like,
not as Ganon.
What do you mean not as Ganon?
You're actually fighting soldiers and stuff.
Really? I'm sure I've seen footage of him smacking.
It may look like that.
Maybe
it might just be the mob that's coming, but you're basically taking over areas that Link and them just took from you. Or from other people. So you start to play both sides of the fence.
All right. Well, that makes a bit more sense then.
Yeah.
I'm still not interested.
Ganon. Yeah, it isn't like Ganon. Well, at one point, Ganon is, I believe, it's been a while since I played, but I think the part you might be talking about is like all those moblins and stuff at one point get kind of like mentally like
Oh,
taken
right.
over. So he
Okay.
comes in to like take the power back.
It could be that then, yeah.
So it could have been that section. But I like the game, and having it on the Wii or on the 3DS. What has me interested about this is this. I want to see how good it looks. And so far, what I've seen looks good, but it's just showing that Nintendo is closing the gap between their handheld and their home console.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there'll be a lot less enemies on screen.
Yes. Oh, that's like the gamepad. When you play with the gamepad, there was a lot less enemies on the screen than what was on the TV.
Right, okay.
How about Dragon Quest? Are you a fan of Dragon Quest at all?
I played Dragon Quest 9 on DS. I did enjoy that. Although I got to a point where I stopped playing it for a while, and when I came back to it, I had no idea what I was doing, and there was no way for me to find out.
Yeah. I am going to pick up 7 and 8. I was actually a huge fan of the series when it was on the NES. Dragon Warrior was the first role-playing game I ever played. So for me, I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to get this. I definitely want to dive into it.
I've heard that 8 is one of the best. I think that was on PlayStation 2.
That was on PlayStation 2. I did buy it, but I only put a little bit of time into it because it was early on with the PlayStation 2. Well, it wasn't early on the PlayStation 2, but I think it was more towards the end, and I was actually getting roped into like Animal Crossing and stuff at the time. So
is Dragon Quest 7 the one that's got like the dual, there's 2 different graphical styles?
I believe it does.
Because I really like that idea, like being able to see like a modern version and an old school version at the same time.
I think. I'm not 100% sure though. I couldn't really tell you. Yeah. But I'm interested in that, and I actually asked for Christmas for Dragon Quest Heroes, which is like Hyrule Warriors, and just because I like that style with Hyrule Warriors, but I like Dragon Quest, so I thought like, okay, let me give it a shot. Let me try it, and so we'll see if I get it for Christmas. But if I don't, I'll buy it myself. But and then for me, my last final thing that closed out was Smash. Cloud coming to Smash. Like, I thought that was awesome. And, you know, it was such... This is why I think it was an amazing get. Everybody was talking about it. Either you loved it or you hated it.
The biggest thing from this Direct, like news-wise.
Yes. Because nobody saw it coming. In 100 years, that was always talked about in message boards and dreams.
It still doesn't make sense to me, like how this is happening, because the Final Fantasy VII has never been on a Nintendo console.
Yeah, but like Final Fantasy started on Nintendo.
I know, but like Cloud,
I think here's where it makes sense to me. So Nintendo and Square have a long history together, and Final Fantasy, they have a long history together. Now, the mainstay series hasn't been on Nintendo since Final Fantasy VI. But it's been so long that if Nintendo was to go, hey, we want one of those original characters, I don't think that anybody remembers those main characters at that time. The one that everybody always seems to remember is Cloud. And so I feel like they did 2 things. I think they went to Square and was just like, hey, we want to bring a character in. Cloud is kind of, out of all the Final Fantasy games, he's the one character that everybody tends to know. The old school players know him. The new school players know him. So I feel like it just made sense. And then with Final Fantasy VII Remake just getting announced and all that hype out of E3 that came out just by a 2-second trailer and the announcement of a remake, I think it's ideal for Nintendo.
I'm not sure if it is or not, but I just assumed the remake of Final Fantasy VII is exclusive to PlayStation 4.
I thought they said it was also going to be on Xbox.
Okay, well, I just assumed it was, which kind of made me think they're sort of promoting Cloud on a Nintendo platform, even though it's not coming, like that game isn't going to come to a Nintendo platform.
Yeah, but neither is Street Fighter V. And they
have I guess.
That's what the one thing that I think that people are missing in all of this is Smash is the one game that breaks down barriers. Meaning they just want to bring in, like Sakurai is just looking to bring in great characters, and you look at Mega Man and you look at Sonic and Pac-Man, and you may not like Pac-Man, but like in the realm of history, he's a big name, and he's an iconic character. So that's what Sakurai seems to be doing. And that's why PlayStation All-Stars didn't work, because they had no huge characters that were like iconic characters, where Nintendo has all this history, and then everybody knows Nintendo characters and they're huge, but then you take the top dogs from other franchises and bring them in. That's what gets people excited. I'm curious where this Smash event that they're talking about, this announcement they're going to do, I'm curious, because I think this is going to be the announcements of the ballots.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious where it goes. Like, I think at this point you bring Cloud in. Now I would like to see them bring Snake back. And I think that, because then that's a big, again, you're grabbing the history, you're grabbing some relevance of today, and I think that's just a need to have. But
I wonder, now that Cloud's going to be in it, I wonder if there's a slight more chance that Banjo-Kazooie would be in it.
That would be, wow. If they brought in characters like a Banjo-Kazooie, like a Master Chief, like somebody from the Microsoft realm, the internet would explode. It
would.
Are you kidding me? Like, how did Nintendo do this?
I think the difference with that is their first-party characters, whereas Cloud is not a first-party character. So,
I think too, that'd be even if. Man, could you imagine if Nintendo pulled Nathan Drake as well?
Yeah, that would blow everyone away, but that's just something I think because it's first party and it is.
I get that, but they said anybody. They said if the fans voted for it, they would let anybody in. So I'm just kind of curious, if they'll actually show true ballot results, and B. And Phil Spencer did say that he'd be willing to let them grab Banjo-Kazooie.
The ballot could be more of a suggestion than going by the numbers, because if it was just purely by the numbers, then they could have you could have had 1 million trolls get together and vote for SpongeBob, and then that would mean SpongeBob would be the next character. So
yeah, and I think that Nintendo also is leaving it to the discretion of Sakurai, and just basically saying because if you make him put characters in, and he can't think of proper move sets and how it would work, I think that's hard. You can't stifle his creativity to just be you got to do this, and then all of a sudden he falls apart because it's not working properly. So, in my mind's eye, I think that a Banjo-Kazooie is huge and it works. I still feel Shovel Knight's coming in. I don't, there's no doubt in my mind that Shovel Knight's going to be there.
What about Chibi Robo?
No, I don't see Chibi Robo making his way there.
I think he'd have some cool moves though.
Yeah, especially with Ziplash.
Yeah,
and it's possible. He's a Nintendo character. He's Yeah, it's one that it's strange because Nintendo puts these characters in Smash that nobody really cares about anymore, and they come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Mega Man. Mega Man was done before they put him in Smash. They put him in Smash, and then it was he exploded all over the place. And same thing with Sonic, and same thing with a lot of characters. I had no clue who Shulk was, none, because I didn't play Xenoblade, and I played, and I was like, this guy's cool. I like him. And then all of a sudden, they announced the Xenoblade game, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. And I bought it, and I enjoy the game. I haven't put a massive amount of time. I put about 15 hours in. Mm-hmm. But, I enjoy it. I'm like, this is fun, and it's cool to see them doing stuff like this with this series. I really think it helps dramatically. They just need to not put any more Fire Emblem characters in.
Yeah, I'm a bit sick of them myself.
Is there anything else that I missed that you stood out for you?
I quite like the look. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of F-Zero, but I quite like the look of that fast racing Neo game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, graphically, it's pretty cool looking. Some of the things you could do in that, like moves, look interesting. But
the only thing I didn't like, and because I rewatched it again, and I wasn't sure, is there online play for that? I don't think there's online.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's all
split
couch
screen.
co-op.
Yeah. Because if it was online though, you would need like, a perfect internet connection because that game's so fast paced.
Yeah, but so's 200cc on Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think 200cc is just as close to running an F-Zero game as you're going to get.
Probably.
Yeah. And that's probably also why they don't have voice chat, because they're afraid.
But you know what? There is an F-Zero track in Mario Kart, isn't there?
There's two of them.
And the car, the F-Zero car.
Yeah. This game, I know it stands out because a lot of people want F-Zero back and all that stuff. I've never been a fan of the series at all.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Me neither. I mean, but I think the fact that people are always banging on about F-Zero, like if they don't buy this game, then I don't think Nintendo's ever going to make it.
If this game don't sell, then you got nobody to blame but yourselves for not getting another F-Zero game.
Yeah.
Because this is they actually took the announcer from the F-Zero games and added him to this. Mm-hmm. So this is basically your low grade F-Zero game. I think that you got to get it if you're a fan of the series, and you got nobody to blame if they don't bring another. Because if this game sells like gangbusters, I really think you're going to see one of two things: Nintendo give the F-Zero franchise to these guys and go, "Hey, make us a new F-Zero game," or they do it themselves.
Mm.
But you have to support it, or if it doesn't sell, it's basically. I think Nintendo takes data off of all of this stuff, and it's proving ground for future games and what they're going to do. All right, so at this point, we're going to wrap up the show. We went a little bit longer than I actually anticipated going to Direct, but as you can tell, we both were pretty happy with the Direct, and we were excited about it. So let us know what you guys thought about the Direct. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. What was your favorite thing from the Direct? What got you excited? Are you happy with the Amiibo? What game got you hyped up? Just let us know. We'll be more than happy to chat back and forth with you guys. Like, that's the fun part of this whole thing.
Yeah, I want to see some love for Paper Jam.
No, forget Paper Jam. No. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. If you watched, please hit the like, subscribe, and share if you have a moment. If you're listening to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. You can follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at The Geek Gurus. You can follow Toby at Toby's_take. That is all. Peace, mother.
Bye.